Well, hello guys. Can you guess who's passing out today? Yeah, you guessed right. It's your girl, man. Oh my goodness, guys. We've come to the end of this road. I don't know if I am excited or if I'm sad, but let's talk about it. Let me grab a chair real quick. Okay, let me readjust my camera. Okay. Let me take this thing off. It's hideous. this one too is terrible. Very ugly. Okay, guys. How did everything start? Started March last year when I eventually was finally deployed and I got my call-up letter. And then I opened it. Egban you. Whose child are they posting to this place? What's happening here? I'm not understanding. Shebi I chose Kaduna, I chose Akwa Ibom, all those other Nasarawa and the legs that I chose. What happened? I'm confused. Why are you sending me to Yobe State? See, I was so shocked that I had to go to the headquarters the next day because I think camp was supposed to start on Tuesday. I got my posting letter on Sunday night. Then the next day I had to reach the place. I'm like, wait a minute, am I not been hearing that Boko Boom Boom is booming and cacking the whole place? Was the guy that I met was like, are there no other people there? Aren't there people living there? Was talking kinikon buboni. I was like, okay. So I was like, oh, no problem. Okay. Went and got myself a ticket from Abuja to Yobe State. And then when I was asking questions about like getting to the place and all that, I was hearing the number of hours I have to travel from Abuja to that place, and I was like, hey, so what if I now want to from that place go to Benue to see my people? How many days am I going to spend on the road? Ha! Oga. Okay. And on the second thought, I was like, okay, should I like let this pass and wait for the next batch that will be going to camp? And when I was asking around, most people were like, even if you wait next time, they are still going to send you to the same place and all that. I was like, hey, I'm in for big trouble. So most people advised that I should just go to camp, and then after while in camp, I'll apply to get redeployed from Yobe State. Got packed my bags and baggages, took myself to the park on that morning, and then landed in Dazigal, Yobe State, where their permanent orientation camp is. You know, the whole shenanigans, clearing this, clearing there, submit this one here, submit on that one here, or that one now. Okay. Eventually, we went and registered in the camp clinic. But then the only consoling thing was the people I met in the camp clinic. Oh my goodness, they were so nice. But I must apologize to you guys that I was so grumpy, because I was the grumpiest cat ever. I was complaining about almost everything. It was just annoying. You know, when you don't want to be in a place, you do not feel like being in a place, and then you have to be there. Like, I was just so annoying. I apologize to you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for keeping up with me. And then another thing that was a consoling factor in camp was the fact that I later on, like towards the end of the first week, we started playing some games. They were like doing some kind of like competition amongst each platoon. So in my own platoon, I was one of those that were playing volleyball. So at least every evening I looked forward to that, because we would like play volleyball, and that was like very calming and soothing activity. Not only was it helping me like clear out negative energy, it was helping me to, keep this body together. You know what I'm saying? My greatest joy came when they announced that we should pack our bags and start going to our houses. Hey, you don't mean it? Are you being serious? The way I so sharply jumped, I went and see. we didn't, you normally wouldn't carry so much luggage to camp now. See the way my bags were packed in 30 minutes. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The only issue was I couldn't. We weren't those that were like staying close by. Were could go were able to leave that day, but those of us that were traveling distances that were longer than 8 hours, we had to like leave in the morning. And then there were some other like final things that we had to like sort out: submit your relocation application, collect your posting letters if you were staying back, and report to your PPAs and other whole shenanigans. So we waited, those of us that were traveling far waited till the next morning, and then we left. Got back to Abuja. I couldn't go back home because there were some things I needed to sort out in Abuja before going back home. Then the almighty coronavirus hit us, and a girl was stuck here in Abuja. But then eventually, during that period, because I had already applied to relocate, that took them forever to approve. Like, oh my god, why are you guys being so negative? Oh my goodness. They eventually approved it anyways. This was like, I think in April, May that it was approved. And because of the whole pandemic, and because I had to relocate from one state to the other, I couldn't register in the new state that I was relocated to until they eased the lockdown. So, and they gave us the go ahead to go and register in the new state. So eventually that was like, I think July, August, because that took some time too. And during that whole pandemic lockdown period, period of brokenness, unemployment, I wasn't complaining, because I mean, a girl loves her beauty sleep. Because if only there's a way where you can be laying in your house and getting paid for it. See, if there's any job like that, please hit me up, okay? During that period, I wasn't so bothered, because I mean, I had a little money saved up somewhere, so it was still like doing the trick. But because we weren't going anywhere during the lockdown, I wasn't spending so much. It was just majorly food and stuff like that. And then federal government was still paying us our allowance, so I still like had a little change here and there. But when the lockdown was over and we started going out, a girl needed me a job. Then, okay, back on track. I went now when after registering in FCT, because I got relocated to Abuja. When I registered, they asked if I wanted to apply to get posted to a particular place. I didn't really have any place in mind per se, so I told them to just post me wherever they wanted. Because quite frankly, what most PPAs, that's place of primary assignments, pay in this Abuja is terrible. It is terrible. Some places don't even pay at all. Anyway, it's not just Abuja, but if the pay is crazy, and the kind of work you'll be doing is, jeez, let's not even get into that. That's a topic for another day. So they posted me to one PPA like that. I'm not going to name names, but I shall got there. Okay, when I got there, they accepted me easily. I was like, although one of the guys that I met there said that it was because he spoke to the registrar, that's why the guy accepted me. I mean, the registrar is a lady, I think. That's why they accepted me. I was like, okay. But still feels a little too easy, because most places would stress the living daylight out of you before accepting you, and that's alright. Okay, so I got registered. I started documentation and all that, and then I decided that, wait a minute, this one I've not asked a very important question. And you know what that important question is? How much are they going to be paying me in this place? Then they said it's the same thing that the lady that I met there, the secretary, she said it's the same thing that NYS is paying you guys. Wait. Hold on a minute. Transportation to this place is going to be costing me about, give or take, 12-15K a month, because that place, let's say I'm being generous and I'm stressing myself. Okay, so working hours were 9 to 4, although you may be able to leave earlier if there is nothing serious happening and all that. But in the morning when I'm getting there, I will have, if I'm going to use public transport, the popular along, now you all know now. Then, oh, we're going to talk about along in another video. If I'm going to use along, I will drop somewhere and then walk for 30 minutes to the place. And the 30 minutes I'm giving it is like, I think I'm being generous with, well, when I say 30 minutes, but let's give or take 30 minutes. And then when I close from work, I'm going to still spend 30 minutes walk from that place to where I'll be able to get a cab that will take me to my area. Okay, if I decide that I don't feel like walking, or maybe it's raining or whatever reason it is, I don't feel like walking that distance, I decide to take a cab from my place to work, I will be spending like 1,000 plus. I think 1,200, 1,500 to get to that place from my house. So 1,000, okay, let's say I'm spending 1,000 naira every day just going. I'm not calculating coming back, because let's say coming back I will use along, right? 1,000 naira every day going to that place. Multiply that by 22 days in a month, because I wasn't going to be going to work during the weekends. That's 22,000 naira. Now add another, let's give or take, when I'm using along, I would spend give or take 300, 400. Let's put it at the minimum of 300. 300 times 22 days. How much is that going to be? Please, I'm not good at maths. Do the calculation. So I'm going to be spending nothing less than 25,000 naira every month to go to work. If I'm being nice, I may spend like 16,000 naira going to work every day. Hey, how much is not going to be left in this very expensive Abuja like this? And you know, after that lockdown, the prices of stuff now started like skyrocketing and all that. So I was considering everything. I was like, this is not going to benefit me in any way. And I was talking to it with a friend, and then the person was like, but that's not bad now. That's a very like prominent place. You're going to meet very prominent people, and they would dash you money and all that. Shebi, you are not being mad like this. Am I working so that at the end of the month I'll be depending on favors I'm going to be getting from people? No. I have to be very certain of what my take home is at the end of the month, and after all important calculations have been done, I should have something reasonable left over so that I'll be able to like upkeep and all that. And you see, I didn't even calculate my lunch at work every day. I'm even assuming that I'm taking lunch to work. You can see how much that was going to be. So I was like, oh hell no, we ain't doing this. Please give me a rejection. And then the guy that was in charge of the clinic there was like, oh, why do you want to leave? I just gave him one very flimsy reason like that. It wasn't a flimsy reason. I told him I wanted like a better place where I could like easily learn from seniors and all that. Yeah, I was like, well, yeah, this place is very busy. The place can be quite busy and you would learn a lot. Hey, the place will be quite busy and I'll be collecting 33K. Please come and sharply reject me. Please don't come and be stressing me like this. Don't stress me. Give me rejection. I want to come and be going 33K for place that will be very busy. The shark gave me my rejection. I collected it happily. Now this time around I was like, okay, what next? I went back, reapplied, and then they posted me to where I finally did, to FCTA, where I finally like served till the rest of the year. On getting to FCTA, there were some hassles here and there, but eventually I got posted, and oh my goodness, I worked with really amazing people in that place. It's a place that like, it's a very warm and welcoming environment. The people that I worked with were like really nice, that you wouldn't mind like working with them for a prolonged period of time. the nurses, the doctors, like if I had any issues, like the pharmacists, the records, like everyone was really nice. If you're confused about something, you could easily ask questions. You guys like would like reason stuff out together. We gisted and stuff. It was really nice working with them, but I mean it was for a really short time, and time really does fly before you know it. I was leaving, and we're here today. We are passing out now. We're passing out to what? I don't know. Hopefully I don't stay unemployed for a long time, but I serve a very living God who is so gracious. I believe that I'm passing out into employment. I'm passing out into business opportunities. I believe that I'm passing out into good grace, into a greener future. The pastures are going to be really green for me to, harness and make good use of it. I'm speaking into existence what's going to happen to my future. You should too. Okay guys, so I'm going to be linking some pictures and stuff of how everything went and all that.
Only the three of us. Great time. I'm very common.
It's Precious.
Hello.
And Chief Justice of the Nation. My Lord, may we please, if we may,
May we proceed?
may we proceed? This uncle here, instead of taking me to Grand Square, he's saying that he's going to buy me, what's that thing called? Fine yogo.
Chocolate. Extra.
Like,
Not just
I
anyone.
don't, like, I'm not worthy to be taken to Grand Square or Cold Stone. I didn't even ask for Cold Stone, no. I'm very, very lenient. I said Grand Square. But it's alright. It's okay.
Your words, don't worry.
So
Just
now,
fix a time and a place and an hour, a perimeter. Either that thing can take up. I'll be there. I'll be there doesn't mean I'm buying it. That's two different things.
speechless.com. But it's alright. So we are finally passing out into me. I'm not going to be unemployed in Jesus' name. Unemployment is not my portion, so I don't know about the rest of the people that are passing out. But as for me, I'm a child of employment. NNPC is calling me. NNPC clinic. In fact, let me even go there, start going there now, sir. Or is it CBN? Between NNPC and CBN, which one pays more?
They both pay.
Okay, I'm going to NNPC.
Go to NNPC. The oil pays better.
God, please start speaking to all those people that I'm going to meet there, so that immediately I just get there, they will just ask for certificates. They will also ask for application letter. And next week I'll do work in Jesus' name. Speaking it into existence. I'll push you inside that water. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up because that helps me a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please go ahead and tap that subscribe button. Okay, so until we see you again, and by the time you see this video, I would have passed out already by then, and I'll give you an update in the future whether I'm employed or unemployed. Hopefully I will be employed. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.